Hello everyone, it's Ramadan day 25. Welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Fatima. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So I'll be going out today like around 1. So yes, and today's menu I think will be just veggie rice, tomato sauce, there may be some golden potatoes and maybe some millet porridge. So we'll just see in today's video. I am not sure, but we'll see. So now I'll go and do my chores, and then I will pick up the camera when something interesting is happening. Let's go. We went out. My sister went to the bank, but I went to visit my friend. He's us at the tricycle. That's me. So we went out. I went to see my friend, visit my friend. Then I came back. That's my friend. Her name is Firdausi. So I went to see her. I came back. I made the fire and added water to it. I'm going to make the rice on there. And this is my meat. I just added my fresh herbs, that's rosemary, thyme and lemon thyme to it. Then I add in my seasoning cubes, then my dry spices and water. I also later add in my garlic inside and some fresh ginger also, but I didn't show when I added it for some reason, but I added that. Then added a little bit of salt water, so because I'm going to make some stock with this, I need the stock for it. So I cooked this on a pressure cooker for like 20 minutes and the meat was done. So yes, that's that. I also crushed my bell peppers, tomatoes and habanero pepper in my manual blender, whatever you might call it, because I need the texture of this in my sauce, because I don't want the sauce to be overcooked or very smooth, because I wanted it to be chunky, and because it tastes good like this. Try it. And I know there are people who know the name jejjege, so this is similar to jejjege taste. I grated it, and that was my potatoes that I'm going to use for the golden potatoes. So I finished grating everything. I'm going to add the grated bell peppers and tomatoes inside my pan. I added them to the pan. I added to the fire because I'm going to allow the water to evaporate, not completely evaporate. Then my potatoes is cooking. I cook it for like 15 minutes. No, don't go and overcook it to be mushy. So I went back to my sauce. I added in my baking powder, just half a teaspoon of baking powder to this amount of bell peppers and tomatoes to remove the sourness of it. Then mix everything well together and allow it to continue cooking so that the water will drain more. And then you are going to later add in your oil. After that moment, I add in my oil because I'm going to cook it. I don't want it to overcook because I think I cook it only for like 5 minutes after adding the baking powder. So I add in my my meat stock and then my meats all together. Then I'm going to add in my stock, that's my seasoning cubes, inside my dry spices, mix everything well. I also add in my grated onions. The secret to a perfect stew or a perfect sauce is just adding grated onions at the end, maybe like 5 minutes to the sauce cooking. For the sauce to be perfectly cooked, then add in your crushed or grated onions to it. It smells so nice, so good. I add in my oil, mix everything well. I also saw me add seasonings and some spices, and then I added the salt, mix everything well. This is my dry spices that I add inside. Then lastly, I'm going to add in my onions and I'm going to allow this to cook for like 5 minutes and the sauce is done. This is just a quick sauce and it tastes so good. because it's a quick one. You didn't overcook anything inside. I allow it to cook without covering it, and the sauce, as you can see, the sauce is done. I want it like this, and I went back to my rice. I already washed, parboiled it, and allow it to cook. Here is 80% cooked. I also add in some peas and some green beans and some carrots inside because it's veggie rice. Then I went back to my golden potatoes. You saw my eggs. I add a little bit of seasoning, whisk everything. Then I'm going to add my boiled potatoes inside and coat it with the eggs. Then I'm going to pour everything in a shallow pan. You're going to shallow fry this so that it will be brown on both sides, and it is done. I did not reach the expertise of shallow frying or flipping something on the pan. That's my sauce done. I showed you. So I'm going to just use a spatula to turn it to the other side because I cannot flip things. My mom can do it. I think my sister can do it also, but I cannot for some reason. I get scared, that's why I don't do it. So I use a spatula and just turn it on the other side, and I'll allow it to brown also. Then I'm going to pack everything in the plate, and this is done also. For my rice, I just added green beans. No, I didn't add green beans, sorry. I added peas when the rice was 80% cooked so that not everything will be overcooked. As you can see, everything is done here. Added peas first, then it's cooked. Then I added my carrots and I allowed them to steam together, and it is done. So I pack all my golden potatoes inside the plate because it was also done. Then I clean everything in the kitchen. This is the potatoes on the plate. It is done. I also made some cabbage salad. It's just cabbage, chopped cabbage, onions, and bell peppers, and clean the kitchen. And this is my dinner. I enjoyed, and see you tomorrow.